Yo, what's going on, YouTube? Appreciate y'all tuning into the channel. The Stone Mandalorian, I'm the Stone Mando. Appreciate you tuning into this video. Real quick, I'm going to go over the releases that we got for the Black Series for May 4th. Or it was the Hasbro Livestream was actually took place on. It actually took place on May 3rd, but most of it was for the May the 4th be with you for Star Wars Day. But dude, we got sucker punched with reveals, man. There was a lot that was revealed. But just to start things off here, taking a look at the new Black Series Darth Sidious, dude, what a long-awaited figure. So many people and collectors have been waiting for this figure to come out since probably towards the beginning of the line. To have a prequel version or Sith version of Sidious other than the black cloak Palpatine that we see in like the OT. But dude, just first impressions, man. You know, the cloak was a little bit more brown to my liking. It was kind of like a brickish brown red. I was hoping it was going to be a little more of like a very dark, deep dark garnet color. But overall, man, I think it looks really good. I'm really glad that they chose to go with soft goods for this release. And I kind of like how the sleeves are. They're cuffed down to where his wrists are. I feel like that'll make the cloak look a whole lot less baggy because, as we know in the Black Series, soft goods can be kind of wonky to mess around with, including the original release of Emperor Palpatine. The hood on that figure it can be a pain, man. The soft goods on that figure can be really weird to mess with to get the set right, especially like the kind of drapes on his sleeves that he does have. But I really like that the new version has the cuffs. I feel like that'll help it look a lot tighter, less baggy looking, more realistic looking. And getting on to also for the first time, we're getting Sidious with his lightsaber, and pretty stoked for that, man. I'm looking forward to seeing how the hilt looks. Palpatine's lightsaber is not like a traditional lightsaber. It's kind of looks very similar to Mace Windu's. It's very elegant, very sleek and gold, and very very elegant looking. But now getting onto his hood here, you know, I don't have a problem with the plastic hood. I feel like it will help keep the hood sitting right, and you not having to mess with how it flows or how it sits on his shoulders and his head. I just have a feeling it's going to mess with his head and neck articulation. But from just looking at it here, if I feel like it's going to be, I feel like the hood is sculpted onto the head, so I feel like we're not really going to get. I feel like there's going to be zero to very limited articulation with the head and neck. But that being said, I do like the idea behind it, and we'll see the execution when we get this figure in hand. And you know, for the most part, I depending on how you pose, I feel like this isn't going to be a huge issue for Palpatine. You're probably going to have him facing directly towards the front and whatnot. But you know, it looks good. It looks really good. I think it's gonna keep a lot of frustration down with collectors and us not having to mess with the hood so much and get it to sit just right without it looking all pointy or too flat or covering his face too much, and just looks really really weird. And then also we're getting a pair of lightning hands to go with Palpatine as well, and it's hard to tell if this is the same lightning hands that came with the Amazon exclusive pack with the throne pack. And also got some news on that later as well. Or I might even throw it in after this, just depending. But it looks like to be the same. It looks like it's the same lightning hands, but I'm really not too sure. But the color looks great. The translucent blue looks very bright and vibrant, and just bad. That's probably how I plan on displaying them. Something else that's interesting to me is in the packaging, in the Galaxy packaging. The Super Battle Droid and Sidious are in the slant box, the old style box, and I thought they updated the packaging just to be regular rectangular packaging, so it won't have that slants on the side where the mural art would be. It would just be like a normal rectangular box. But that being said, the mural art looks freaking sick too. In the background, you have Palpatine, Palpatine. I was going to say Sidious, but it is the same thing. You get what I'm saying. But you can see Palpatine's, senator office looks great, or chancellor office, I should say. But man, what an awesome release! A long-awaited figure, and this was actually leaked the Thursday before May 3rd, before the live stream. This and the Super Battle Droid single release. And a couple months ago, when the 2-pack was released with the C3 with the B1 Battle Droid, the Attack of the Clones 2-pack, so many people were getting all in a tizzy because it was a 2-pack and they just wanted the Super Battle Droid, and they were bitching and complaining like, y'all, this is Hasbro is a corporation. They're going to repaint and repack every mold of a figure that they can to get as much, every penny they can out of every single mold they make. So that being said, just to echo on what I was saying in other videos, I knew there was going to be a single release, and I've only been collecting the line for about 2-3 years now, and people just get so gripey about the smallest things, man. Like, just choose to enjoy what you enjoy instead of focusing on what you don't like. That will never. It just does not compute in my head that you're going to focus on what you don't like rather than what you do. But staying away from negativity. Let me quit bitching. Or it's not bitching though. Let me fix that. It's not bitching because there's a difference between bitching and complaining. Bitching is when you're like just rambling on about something and you're not doing anything to fix it. Like, whereas complaining is like you're saying it to bring up a point to make things better. So complaining and bitching, two different things in my opinion. And just, man, what a fantastic looking figure. Really excited to get this one in hand. One more thing about the Emperor that I forgot to add in. This being like robes and cloaks covering most of the figure. I have a feeling that most of this figure is going to be reused from the older version of Palpatine. Like especially the legs, the double jointed pinned legs for sure. But something that was, I was watching Out of the Basement's live stream from Sunday yesterday because I was busy Sunday. But I was watching their live stream and somebody pointed out, I don't know if it was one of the guys or one of their patron members or channel members, but they had said something about Palpatine having new hands. And I was like, wait, does it? And then I looked up and I was like, oh, it does kind of look a little bit different. Like the way that his hand is almost like it can. Like, it almost looks like he can, like, fold his hands together. So that maybe it's new hands for Palpatine. I'm not sure. Like I said, those lightning hands look to be the same lightning hands that came with the Amazon exclusive, but we'll have to see. Only time will tell. And for the next release, once again, got in the slant box packaging instead of the new rectangular Galaxy packaging box. But we got the B2 Super Battle Droid in the single release, like I was just saying, to echo on what I was saying earlier. But this one, it does not have the weathering effect that the Geonosis version does. So it doesn't have the dirt and the grime and like the other version does in the 2-pack. This one is a lot cleaner, kind of like an off the assembly line, fresh kind of paint job. But what's confusing to me is it still has that blue hue over the head, and I was kind of hoping the single release wouldn't have that, but no big deal. It's just me nitpicking. And the single release, very cool as well. Comes with a blast effect, and it looks freaking badass, man. This being a droid that doesn't have any accessories because his blaster he's got a wrist blaster, kind of like the old Battlefront 2 or the Battlefront games, Battlefront 2 from 2005, 2004. Watch those wrist rockets. Only the OGs know what that means, know what that's from. But it looks really good, man. I'm really excited to get this figure in hand. Super Battle Droids are probably my favorite design of all droids in Star Wars. And I remember seeing in Attack of the Clones when I was a kid watching with my brother. I was just a very imposing and kind of bigger version of a droid, and I just thought it was a really badass design, and it just really stuck with me. But man, really digging the blast effect here. The 2-pack people are going to be a little upset that they didn't include that blast effect with the 2-pack and only the single release, but that's what happens, man. Sometimes good things come to those who wait. The 2-pack is still cool, don't get me wrong, but I personally am waiting for the single release. I did not pre-order or get the 2-pack, and I have 2 of these guys pre-ordered, actually. So super excited to get this figure in hand and to see how it looks on the shelf in the display. All right, and next up, this is hard. I was gonna say this may be my favorite reveal because I know it's cheesy, the prequel movies, but I'm a huge Phantom Menace fan. I love Phantom Menace. I love Liam Neeson. Qui-Gon's my favorite Jedi of all time, and Darth Maul is my favorite villain of all time. As you can see, I love Darth Maul, love Qui-Gon. 2 of my favorite characters, kind of they bashed, but Man, I was not expecting this, dude. So we're getting a re-release of Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan Phantom Episode 1 Phantom Menace version. So he's got his Padawan braid, and just look that figure on the third party aftermarket, including Qui-Gon. Both of these figures have shot up on the third party aftermarket. Uh, I don't think you can find Qui-Gon for under 40, 45 bucks most of the time. And also it's hard to find the Phantom Menace version of Obi-Wan for it's hard to find him for under 60, 65, in my opinion, especially like mint inbox, in the packaging. But this 3-pack looks phenomenal, dude. And in the middle, this is the meat and potatoes of the entire. I don't know. Sidious was pretty badass though. This is the bread and butter right here is the brand new Darth Maul there in the middle that you see. Brand new sculpted 100% head to toe, no reuse, brand new Phantom Menace version of Darth Maul. And I have all three versions of Maul. I have the Sith Apprentice, the Old Master, and the Clone Wars version. This is the only version of Maul I don't have, and glad this came along because I was getting pretty close to. I was getting ready to fork out that extra money for the Phantom Menace version of Maul and Obi-Wan. I was really getting tired of waiting around and trying to find it for a cheaper price. I was getting ready to bite the bullet and just spend the money to have it in my collection because, like I said, I'm just a huge Phantom Menace fan. And if you are a TPM fan, that is crucial to have Episode 1, Padawan, Obi-Wan, and Maul on the shelf. Like, come on, dude. That being said, like I said earlier, Qui-Gon, my favorite Jedi of all time. I have him. I don't know if you can see. I got him right here, and then I have him on card on the Episode 1, packaging, and it just looks fantastic. So I do have 2 of these, but 3 Qui-Gons, I don't care, dude. I'll take 3. 3's my favorite number. I don't care. But really, what I'm after is that Padawan Obi-Wan Kenobi and the Phantom Menace version of Maul. Super anticipated for that, man. Man, dude, what's up with all the 2 and 3 packs and 4 and 5 packs? Man, Hasbro's going out, dude. Like I said, Qui-Gon and Padawan Obi-Wan, they are reused. They're the exact same figures that were released in like 2021 when they were released. Same body, so they do have like pins in the knees and stuff like that. But to me, those 2 figures hold up pretty well in the Black Series still to this day. The Qui-Gon, that older Jedi body is not fantastic by any means, but it's not bad in my opinion. I don't have any. I got Qui-Gon in his Form 4 Ataru stance, and he's got his lightsaber holding both hands no problem. So I really enjoy that figure. I am a little bit biased because I do love Qui-Gon so much. And I'm trying to look up another picture here. Oh, something. And getting on here, we have something special with this 3-pack. Even though you're getting the older version of Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon, they're throwing in some Jedi robes, which I think is pretty cool. Nothing fantastic. The Jedi robes aren't anything to rant and rave about, but it's pretty cool that they threw these in just to kind of make the 3-pack a little bit sweeter. But let's be real, man. It's all about that new Darth Maul, baby. It's about that new Darth Maul, baby. That thing looks freaking awesome, dude. Now, if you do have Padawan, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Qui-Gon already, and you're just wanting the Phantom Menace version of Maul, I might would hold off on this 3-pack because I think it was Black Series Cantina. They had Jason Yakface, and they had him on, and he was kind of hinting at a new Maul. So we knew that this was coming. Didn't know the 3-pack was coming. But just if you already have those other 2 figures, Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon, and you're just wanting Maul, maybe hold out a little bit longer because they're going to do a single release version of Maul. I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere. And if I didn't read it somewhere, if I'm making that up in my head right now, you can just bet your ass that they're going to do a single release of Maul. Like, it's coming. It's coming. So y'all just be patient. And one more thing about this Phantom Menace version, the new version of Maul, he comes with a robe. And the old version, the original version, he came with 2 alternate heads. He had like his unhooded head, and then it also came with another piece. It was all one piece. It was rubber alternate head, but the head came with like a whole rubber piece and the hood and the robe. So you take the other head off, the unhooded head, and you pop the the whole rubber suit on, and it's got the head underneath the hood. So pretty good for the day. For the time that it came out, not too bad. But now that figure is just way outdated. The mold is very old, and it was beyond time for a new Maul from the Phantom Menace version Maul. And I gotta say, it looks really awesome, man. This shot that I have, and I'll try to throw it on the screen too. It looks fantastic, man. Super excited to get this 3-pack in hand. I already have it pre-ordered. The next figures I'm going to talk about, notice I said figures because this is a 2-pack, is Yoda and Clone Commander Gree. And as you can see, Clone Commander Gree here it's more of a traditional look on a Clone Commander for his battalion, I reckon. This is actually based off the comics version. This is not like the camo version that the original release was, like his Kashyyyk paint job. But this is, I'm pretty sure this is a canon look for Gree. It's just not the look that we would have preferred or wanted. I personally would have liked to seen the camo version on the new 2023 clone mold. The 2023 clone, that figure is amazing, dude. Amazing. Probably, it might arguably be the best Black Series figure in the entire line, other than the 2020 Stormtrooper. Just an awesome mold, great modern articulation. The engineering on it is just fantastic. It's just a really addicting figure to, when you get it in hand, I could not stop posing it, man. I messed with it for quite a while. But back to this 2-pack. Man, what a 2-pack. This was a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, and it sold out in 20 minutes. Yeah. 20 goddamn fucking minutes, man. Like, and you know that the same thing happened with the Clones of the Republic, Mace Windu, and the 187th Clone Trooper, which was that trooper was not a canon look, that purple trooper. But that being said, that 2-pack sold out really quick too. Not as quick as this one did. It literally went up for pre-order. I forget what time on May 4th, and it sold out in 20 minutes, dude. 20 minutes. But don't fret. They're gonna ship these back out and restock soon. They know they're gonna sell. And that being said, we finally got a prequel version of Yoda, man. And how freaking awesome is that? No more of the oversized archive version of Yoda. No having to buy that Dagobah 2-pack with Luke and change things up to make a prequel version. No, we got a legit prequel version of Yoda. And he looks fantastic, dude. He comes with 2 alternate heads, a kind of smiling, grinning face, and then you have kind of a snarl, kind of like an angry look, battle look. Also coming his lightsaber here, as you can see. I wish they would start doing this with every figure. And I think I've said this on my channel before, but I actually been watching, I've watched him before. But Mike Case from Black Series Cantina, he said as well, the way that they do these lightsabers, I think it's so much smarter to make it to where there's a separate hilt and then you have a whole. So basically that one piece, you have just the hilt and the whole lightsaber ignited with the hilt. That's all one piece. There's no popping it out and popping it in and having that weak point in the lightsaber where the blade actually comes out. I feel like that's going to help with the sturdiness and the durability so freaking much. When figures happen to take shelf dives or domino effect or whatever, it's smarter that way. It's so much more durable, and I wish they would start doing that with every Jedi and Sith. And another thing, this is probably that lightsaber is probably the same mold that comes with the Grogu and Luke build-up pack. That comes with the Choice episode where you have the Beskar shirt and then Yoda's lightsaber in the box. I guarantee you that's the same exact mold, and they're reusing that. Really smart reuse, too. But, man, I think that's just a way ingenious idea and direction to go with lightsabers to help with stability and durability. And I wish they would start doing that with all of them. He also comes with a cane as well. And the freaking not really a Senate chair, but council chair, I guess it would be the more correct term. And it looks fantastic, dude. The paint on it. I did see a picture of Yoda sitting on it, and it's not quite as good as the SH Figure Arts, obviously. That's a 90, 100, however. That's an expensive figure. You're talking over $80. This pack, let me actually see. This pack is going for $45, which is, in my opinion, super fair because I know Yoda's a smaller figure, but that Yoda with the chair and the lightsaber and his cane and all that amount of plastic, I would pay $25 for that. $25 if that was a single release. I wouldn't have a problem doing that. But $45 for that, I think that's more than fair. I think it looks great. And that Senate chair, dude, that was not expecting that at all. But this Yoda looks incredible, man. He looks awesome. Really fantastic looking 2-pack. And real quick, I forgot to go over prices. Darth Sidious, obviously standard figure, as well as the B2 Super Battle Droid. Both of those are $25. And so standard Black Series price. And then getting down to the Duel of Fate, the Phantom Menace Duel of Fates 3-pack is going for $74.99. I'm sorry. So $75 for 3 figures. I'll pay that 7 days a week, man. Especially if I'm getting a newly sculpted, brand new mold, head to toe Phantom Menace Maul. Just totally worth it in my opinion. And something else that I've been wanting to talk about, especially figure wise, and I don't know. I think a lot of us collectors, Black Series collectors in the community, we were thinking that we were going to see or hear some kind of news about Ki-Adi-Mundi on May 4th, but dude, still we have not heard anything at all. But there was, now we've seen in hand, in box pictures of it. I thought it was somewhere on Reddit on a thread that somebody posted. I forget who the user was, but there was just one bought in France, in box with a young Anakin. So I think they're starting to creep out. I don't know why it's taking so long to get to like Canada and the States, but usually over in Europe across the pond, they tend to get figures before we do. But I was just really surprised that we didn't see anything about Ki-Adi-Mundi. I was just really expecting that to be one of the big reveals. I could have sworn that they were going to do some kind of special, I don't know, media release or like talk about it at least, but they literally nothing about Ki-Adi-Mundi at all. And I want to say that this figure was pipelined like a year and a half ago, maybe even 2 years. It's one of the longest pipeline figures. When I say pipeline, but most of you know what that means. But pipeline basically means that it's about to go into production at Hasbro. Like Hasbro is getting the means together to start making that figure. But until we actually get promo pics of the figure in the box and the packaging and stuff like that, it's just not hearsay. It's coming. The pipeline is basically telling you that it's coming. It's just not in production yet. Or I don't know. Some of them have come awful early. Like they'll pipeline a figure or send out promo pics, and it might be a year later before we get the figure. But then sometimes it might be like 6 or 8 months. It kind of just depends on how early they start planning on producing the figure. Even if they may even start doing that before they pipeline with some figures. I'm not totally sure, but that was something I wanted to bring up too. And this next 2-pack is an Ahsoka 2-pack, and this is Captain Enoch and a Night Trooper. And I gotta say, I wasn't really super. Now, don't get me wrong. These in live action, I thought it was badass. There's a lot of people complaining like, "Oh, zombie stormtroopers, this is lame." Like, whatever, dude. I thought it was cool. But Captain Enoch and the Night Troopers obviously have that. I always forget what it's called. It's that style of Japanese art where when something gets broken or they break it on purpose, they'll actually put it back together, and they use like gold glue or gold ink, and you can actually see the cracks. I wish I could remember what it was called. I'll throw it up right here or whatever. But very like samurai Japanese inspired design. Hell, Ahsoka, the episode of Mandalorian was what's that Japanese movie? There's a lot of bits of Ahsoka. All of Star Wars based on old Japanese movies and old samurai movies. We all know that. But there's a lot of art imitates life. Life imitates art. It's just there's a lot of little bits and pieces in the Mandalorian and Ahsoka that are very like samurai vibe derived, and it's very suiting. But just getting back to this 2-pack, man, Enoch, I gotta say, dude, these figures look pretty badass, and I wasn't planning on pre-ordering these or getting these, but I might have to pick this up. But Enoch looks great. The gold paint looks fantastic. Just looking at him now, I'm almost wondering if he almost looks more chromy and shiny than C-3PO does, which I know that's an older figure, so I'm not going to crack on that too much. But imagine if we had a C-3PO that color. How badass would that be? But Like I said, got that Japanese art design, like all the gold cracks showing through from the battle damaged Stormtrooper armor. He's got that signature, like kind of gladiator, like Roman face helmet. Really badass looking. But really cool sculpt. He's got like this cool skirt comma thing wrapped around his waist. Looks really good. There's even paint on the weapons. A little bit of gold there on their blasters, which is really cool. On Enoch's anyways. And getting down to the Night Trooper, pretty cool that they didn't just go like with like some kind of weird overlay for those red ribbons, the Night Sister ribbons. I like that they actually sculpted it into the figure. I feel like it'll make it look so much better. And well, not it does look better. It looks fantastic. I just don't feel like it would have looked as good, or it just wouldn't have been as appealing if it was just like a weird red ribbon plastic overlay. I really like that they retooled it and sculpted it into the figure itself. I think it looks really great. And then the helmet, dude, the little cracks in the Stormtrooper helmet with that gold peeking through, that paint and sculpting, just, oh, beautiful, beautiful sculpting and paint, man. I really love the way that both of these figures look. But y'all, that was pretty much it. Oh, one more thing actually that I almost forgot. This is going on with Darth Sidious. They're actually re-releasing and putting up for pre-order on Amazon. The Amazon exclusive Emperor Palpatine with his throne. So it comes with the 2 alternate heads, the lightning hands, and the throne. So that's pretty cool, man. There's a lot of people that have missed out on this figure. I'm one of them. I started collecting about 2 or 3 years ago, so I didn't get a chance to get this figure. But man, this one is going for like 150 plus on eBay in the aftermarket. I don't think you can find it for under 150, 200 bucks. It is just really shot up, and it's one of those figures and sets that it was due for a re-release, along with Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. And also another thing, real quick, is we also some news that we're going to be getting a Captain Rex. Yak Face also kind of teased. It was the quote, and Captain Rex's quote in my book, Experience Outranks Everything, when he's talking to Ahsoka, and it's either a season of the Clone Wars or in the movie The Clone Wars. I can't remember, but really looking forward to getting that. If that's, I just can't. I was about to say if it's coming. It's coming. Like, it's confirmed. I say it's confirmed. So if you've seen, Yak Face put out this like crossword puzzle, and it had 8 figures that you had to find. So we're literally getting a re-release of Hunter from Bad Batch, Crosshair. Both of those figures are 75 plus, 70, 75 plus on the aftermarket. We're getting Rex, which is over $80, probably over $100 to get that figure. And I'm trying to think of, we're getting a Bly re-release, hopefully on the 2023 clone body. We're getting Bly, and I might have to actually pull up that crossword. So I'm actually having a bit of a hard time finding the crossword key puzzle, but just going through a couple more ones that I remember was Plo Koon is getting a re-release, was also kind of climbed up there on the aftermarket. 000 is also getting a re-release, and I forget the name of the astromech. It's like the evil R2D2. It's not triple. It's 000's counterpart. I can't remember, but he is also getting every release as well. So is it BT1? I feel like BT1 is the basically the evil R2D2. It's Dr. Afra's droids, but pretty cool that we're getting pretty cool that Yak Face put that kind of puzzle in there without it just like throwing that at us. So we actually had to kind of work to figure out what it was. Pretty interesting, but that is all the reveals that we got for May the 4th be with you. And just insane live stream that was on May 3rd, this past Friday. And again, seeing Sidious, and well, we knew the Super Battle Droid single release was coming, but seeing that Darth Sidious leaked the day before, that Thursday before, was just, man, the Black Series community was so freaking hype, dude. So hype. But I'm looking forward to all these figures. There's a couple more. There's a Jedi Survivor 3-pack that was released as well with the Magna Guard, the Super Battle Droid, and the B1 Battle Droid. Most of the time when it comes to Black Series news, I kind of just cover what like I'm interested. I don't go all into depth with everything. Like I don't cover TVC, retro, or even some Black Series. I just kind of cover what's interesting to me. But that's the end of this video, y'all. I appreciate y'all tuning into it and watching with me. I hope you're all having a great day or night whenever you're watching this. May the Force be with you.